Hey guys, welcome back to the Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD walkthrough. This is Chapter 10, and this is Part D of Chapter 10, where we are covering the Earth Temple. So, you'll notice there's a new mechanic in this dungeon, and that's the companion character. So pick up Medley and jump off the ledge so that you can fly across, and head to the next room. In this room there are 3 moblins you want to take care of really quickly. If you haven't gotten the 20 skull necklaces yet, make sure you steal these. Otherwise, just go ahead and take care of them. Boomerang method works pretty well. Otherwise, you can use the ice arrow with the skull hammer method as well. Once you've taken care of those, bring Medley up to the top of the stairs. She'll tell you that you can use the command melody to guide her if she's in the same room as you, so that's nice to know. While holding Medley, jump off the top and go straight across to the pillar in the middle of the room. Then put Medley down, and you can hop on the switch and play the command melody to command Medley. Yeah, that's funny. Command melody so that you can command Medley. Once you're in control of Medley, you'll notice you'll be able to tap A to fly. So you can just do this. It's similar to Seagull's. You can kind of have her go up and down, because as you tap A, she'll go higher and higher. Have her go over to the other pillar and step on the switch, and then you can have her jump off down by the door, and make sure you pick her up before you go through the door. In this next room there are going to be a bunch of choo-choos, as well as a new variety, a purple choo-choo. So a purple choo-choo you won't be able to hit, unfortunately. No matter what you do, it will, even if you stun it with like a bomb or your boomerang or whatever, it will just always avoid your sword. So what you want to do is either make the purple choo-choo walk into the light, or take control of Medley and put her into the light, and your A will flash. I'll show this in the video really soon here. You'll be taking advantage of this mechanic of Medley quite often throughout the dungeon. And so when you do that, you can use her harp as like a reflector for the light. So you want to shine it at the little pedestal. You can see kind of the outline of a treasure chest. Go ahead and to defeat the choo-choos, also you want to hit them and they'll turn to stone. Then you can just throw them and defeat them. But and then I was being lazy here and didn't play the command melody to defeat this last choo-choo. But don't be afraid to play the command melody, because you're going to have to a lot, and it'll probably be faster for you to play it anyways. So anyways, you can open this chest for the dungeon map, and once you defeat all of the choo-choos, the doors will open up. So also, now with your Master Sword, if you do a vertical slice on the pot, you'll be able to open it up. So that's our first warp pot. Then you can just head through the door. In here there's a big room with 2 lights heading down, and what looks like a big statue in the middle. There's nothing you can really do with that for now, so just play the command melody on the right, while Medley's by the right. Or play the command melody and then bring Medley to the right bit of light, and have her flash the light at the fog that's down low, and then just keep her there. You'll reveal a stud that you can smash in with your skull hammer. And if you touch the fog there, however, you will lose the ability to use your items and your sword, so watch out for that. Then you can head to the door on the right. In here the 2 coffins will open up and 2 bubbles will come out, so go ahead and use your bow on them. And then you want to go ahead and go towards the middle of the room. Put Medley down, probably somewhere just a little bit further ahead of the, 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 coffins, and then climb up the ladder and push the block to reveal some light. Then you can play the command melody again, bring Medley over to the light, and make her shine it on the treasure chest there, the outline of the treasure chest. Once you open the treasure chest for a small key, 2 new enemies, floor masters, will appear, and they will try to take Medley if they get close. Also, if they get close to you, they'll also try to take you. What these guys will do, they'll take you back to the beginning of the dungeon, but they'll take Medley to kind of like a cell in the previous room. So what I like to do actually is use Medley as bait to get them to come out, so that I don't have to get too close, because if they get close to you, they'll take you back to the beginning of the dungeon, which is really annoying. So if Medley does get caught, don't worry, it's not a huge deal. She'll appear right there on the video in that cage up there. You just go back to this room and you play the command melody to get her out. Anyways, now that you have the key, you can go back to the previous room and head through the left door. In here there are some choo-choos, as well as some purple choo-choos or black choo-choos. And you'll also note that there are some banisters, or I guess curtains, on the wall. You can see a little light creeping out of one of them, so fire a fire arrow at it, and it will reveal some light. You'll also notice there are 2 switches on the ground. But there are some choo-choos, so you can lure the choo-choos in while you put Medley on one of the switches, and then as the choo-choo turns to stone, you want to pick him up and just set him on the other switch, which will reveal the staircase to come down. So you can do this, you don't have to put Medley on one of them, you can do this with 2 choo-choos, but the choo-choos will eventually reform into their non-solid state, so it's easiest just to do 1, and then run up the ladder, and then you can push the block and always play the command melody. After you push the block, the door will open. You can always play the command melody for Medley to get back up. She doesn't need the stairs, so always take advantage of Medley when you can, because there are some parts where you can get past. There are some parts in the dungeon where you can get past really quickly. So in this next room, there is a floor master. You want to take care of him as quickly as possible. Basically, you just kind of want to press B. That's the best way to take care of him, in my opinion anyways. Then there's this love block, push it all the way over to the side, and light will shine down. Now you can play the command melody and take control of Medley. And you want to move her over to the light. And so there are a few things that you can shine the light at. The first is the statue on top of the block. That'll make it pushable for Link. Then there are 2 walls with like little light symbols on them. If you shine the light at them, they will reveal, the first one on the right will reveal the second warp pot for the dungeon, and then the third one on the left will reveal another block to push. So after you've done that, go ahead and push both blocks into their positions to open the door and create a way for Link to get up on the ledge. One will also create a treasure chest, which will give you the compass. After you get the compass, the King of Red Lions will chime in and tell you that you'll be able to see Medley wherever she is on your map. So that's pretty nice. So if she does get taken away, you'll be able to see which room she's in, or if you accidentally leave her somewhere, you'll be able to see which room she's in, because you have the compass now. So then you just want to make your way through the door. Make sure you have Medley with you by either picking her up and throwing her on the ledge, or playing the command melody. Either way is fine, but head through to the next room. So in this room, right away, you're going to want to put Medley down and play the command Medley, and have her fly up on the right side of the room where there is some light. The moblins will try and throw the lights at you, and if they do attack you, you'll have to go back to Link. But there are new enemies in this room called Poes. These Poes, Link will only be able to hit them if you shine some light on them. So, also, if you look directly across the room, you want to shine some light on the statues to reveal a treasure chest. This is just a joy pendant. You can pick it up whenever. I think I pick it up later the second time we're in this room, but right away it's important to make sure you get those Poes in a form that Link can hit, as well as killing the moblins in this room. So one of the things that Poes can do is they can possess you, and if they do that, your controls will be backwards. So I think I show that off. Maybe not here, but no, I get the Poe caught up in it. But later on, I'll show you the Poes possessing you. Once you defeat all the enemies, a staircase will appear. So this next part, you're going to want to bring Medley with you. It's kind of a little quick way to get through this next part of the dungeon. Well, this next room of the dungeon, I should say. It's one room, but it would take a lot longer if you don't do the way I'm doing it now. So what you might want to do, what intuition might tell you to do, is to jump down here. And as you get close to each of the coffins, they'll open up. However, if you jump down, you'll have to defeat all the enemies down there, which there is a new enemy down there, but since I'm doing it this way, we won't have to encounter it yet. Take control of Medley and go to the coffin on the far right. Make that one go down and then fly back up with Medley. Then you can use your boomerang to grab the small key. So it's a neat little method there where you can get the key. You don't have to defeat any enemies. Then once you have the key, you can head back out and head to the room on your left. Medley won't be able to come in here with you. Make sure you have your bombs ready and your boomerang ready for the fastest way to defeat this guy. This is the mid-boss. There are actually a few of them in this room, but once you go forward, you'll see a skeleton guy come out of the ground. This is the Stalfos of the game. So the Stalfos, basically what you want to do is you can either attack him with your sword or throw a bomb at him. I find throwing a bomb at him much more effective. That will break him into pieces, and then you want to attack his head. I did that really quickly, but luckily there are two more, so I can explain what I did in better detail. So what I do to defeat these guys really quickly is to throw a bomb at them, and then as their head comes off, throw a boomerang at their head. The boomerang will do some damage and stun them, because once they break apart, their heads will jump around all over the place. And you don't want that. So if you can stun their heads, you'll get them in the spot you want, and you'll be able to get them in one cycle. Like I said, there are some other methods to defeating these guys, but I find the bomb boomerang method the most effective. You can also just go hard with your sword. Their attacks are really slow and really predictable. They'll kind of lean back, but once they get all the way back, they'll attack pretty quickly. So make sure you watch out for that. But after you defeat them, you can head up the stairs and open the chest for the mirror shield. So that is the dungeon item. So now, like Medley, you can reflect the light. So use your mirror shield to reflect the light that opens up on the little sun emblem right above the door, and now you can head back outside the door. So you notice Medley isn't where she was when you set her down. She's just back at the beginning of the room on the other side. So right away you can, or back in the last room that you took her in. So you can play the command melody right away and get her back up on that ledge because the Poes and Moblins have respawned, unfortunately. But it's not a huge deal. Also make sure you pick up that treasure chest, which is, I believe, is just a joy pendant, which you should have had enough at this point in the game. So the pose will take 2 hits to defeat with your sword. However, another way to defeat them is if they possess you. If they possess you, you just want to walk through some light. And if you just walk through some light while they're possessing you, it will automatically be defeated. So you'll see here, I just walk right in the light and they're dead. So you can always let them possess you and just walk through light. Just remember that when you're being possessed, your controls are backwards. So if you push right on the joystick, you'll go left, and vice versa, etc. Now, however, to get back to where we want to go, is using the light that Medley is shining down below. Use your mirror shield to shine light on the wall. So there are going to be a bunch of puzzles like this, and I think these are really cool puzzles where you have to use Medley to your advantage. So I really like the way these dungeons are designed. Once you do that, you can pick Medley up and head through this hallway. There are a couple more statues now that you have a mirror shield. You can go ahead and take them out. They'll just lead to some more rupees, which, if you want them, they're fine. Also, you can play the command melody and have Medley shine some light at you, and then you can shine the light at the far wall, you'll see in the video, just for some more rupees, nothing too special. Once you've done that, you can head through the door and you'll be back in the main room where all the fog was, right above it. So now it should be pretty obvious what to do. Have Medley beam light into one of the eyes on the statue, and have Link beam light into the other eye. However, before we do that, you want to head to the door that is on your left. We were already in this room, the one with the 2 floor masters and the 2 bubbles, except now we can get a small treasure chest. The reason I told you what to do in the previous room is because I don't think this treasure chest is worth it, but I'm getting it for the walkthrough's sake. It's just a joy pendant, so you should have plenty of those by now. If you don't, you can go ahead and get this, but you should have enough joy pendants by now. So what you want to do is set Medley down on the switch here. Which will allow you to open the door and then head through. We couldn't do this before because there's light in there, and we didn't have the mirror shield, so we couldn't shine the light on whatever on the walls. So like I said, you can head back out to the main room now and shine the light at the statue in the fashion that I just described. Medley on one side and you on the other side. So at this point we're about halfway done with the dungeon, which is pretty good. The rest of the dungeon will take advantage of the fact that both you and Medley can shine light. So once you light up the statue, all the fog will be dispelled, and you can head down the steps that it reveals, with Medley, of course. Then you can keep heading down the steps, and this room is quite annoying because these bubbles are a little bit different. These are a new type of bubble. These are blue bubbles, and your arrows won't do anything to them. At least not until their little mist is destroyed. So just run across with Medley, trying to avoid them as best you can. Get to the end, put her down, and play the Earth God lyric with her by. If you do that, she'll start to play it, and the stone tablet will go away, and you can head to the door. That's all there is to this room. There's a little bit more off to the left, but that's more rupees and more hassle to go over there. So you can explore if you want, but I'll tell you right now, it's not that worth it. We'll have a better way with dealing with those guys once we go to the next dungeon. But in here there are 2 more new enemies. These are re-deads, and these will scream and stun you if you get too close to them. So the best way to take care of them is to do a jump attack from a distance, and then finish up your blows. Pretty simple. Then you can use your mirror shield on the light in the middle to get rid of the large statue that's on your right, the one right in front of you on the block. And to get rid of the one on the left, you'll have to shine light into the mirror that's on the front left of the room, because the mirror will shoot light back to the other one. But for now, just hit the door on the right. You don't need to bring Medley with for this one because she's not required in this room. So down here you'll want to jump into the fog and go the path that I am in the video. The other paths lead to floor masters, which will take you back to the beginning, and they'll start to throw stuff at you. But you can open up the chest for a small key, and then the rest of this room will be revealed. So now what you want to do is goad the floor masters to come out and defeat all of them. Once you defeat them all, another chest, which you should be able to see with the with your compass, will appear, which will net you treasure chart number 12. So this always, I don't know, I always thought it was weird that there were treasure charts in these dungeons, because these are temples in Hyrule, according to the game, before the Great Sea even existed. So why would they have treasure charts in these dungeons? But, oh well, I guess that's just, it's more of a game mechanic than a story mechanic, so. After you've grabbed both the treasures in this room, you want to head back up the stairs, back to the main room. Don't worry about the re-deads, they won't respawn. So I know that can be quite a scary enemy to deal with, and kind of give you that anxious feeling that you might have to fight some more, but don't worry, they won't respawn. Then, like I said, you want to take care of the statue on the left side and head through that door. This side, again, you won't have to take Medley with. So in here there's some fog directly to your right. You can just hop down in it. There are 2 floor masters. Don't go directly down the middle path, or they will take you back to the beginning of the dungeon. But basically they'll just throw skulls at you. Then you want to push the statue into place and hop up on the steps and smash down the peg with your skull hammer. To reveal some light, which will shine off into the next room. So now that we've done that, you can head back through the fog. And now we want to head through the door that is straight ahead. Or well, once you head through here it's to your left, but the one where the block is in front. So this door you do want to bring Medley with. Also note that if you're flying with Medley and you make her let go into a statue, she will knock her head and be paralyzed for a second, or stunned for a second. So in this room, now that we have the light going in here, you can take care of all of the bubbles that appear. There are a few of them. And also, now that there's light in the room, you can take care of the pose in here, which are quite annoying. Remember, you do have to kind of be facing the light for you to be able to reflect it. You can't just be standing anywhere in the light. So we'll make use of that. We'll make use of that mechanic soon, because obviously we can't just shine the light at the statue on the right side of the room. So once you've defeated all the enemies, go ahead and use the command melody to take control of Medley, and then you want to shine her light so that it's shining back towards Link, and then use the light that she's shining to shine it onto the statue. So that's how you can break down the statue. Then go ahead and head to the next door with Medley. In here you want to put Medley down for now because there are some enemies, and first take care of the keys. Then you want to head forward, let the coffins fall without them hitting you. Some of them will have goodies in them, but some of them will have enemies. Like this next one will have a re-dead in it. I think I display their screaming capabilities here. They might scream at you while you're jumping at them, but it won't petrify you if they do, so that's a good thing. I mean, they might petrify you while you're playing the game, but they won't petrify Link. So there are 2 re-deads here, and this one actually did get the better of me, but if you're far enough away, you can still get in sword strikes. If you're too close though, they will get on you and start to attack you, which is another very terrifying thing. You can open up the treasure chest at the end of this room for 20 rupees then, though. So, also get your bombs ready because there's another Stalfos on the other side of this room, as well as more keys, so take those guys out. So the coffin at the end does contain a Stalfos, but we know how to take care of them. Just chuck a bomb at them. Well, cook a bomb and then chuck it at him, and then use your boomerang to stun his head, and then go at him. Then you can let the rest of the coffins fall. There's nothing in these last 2. Nothing important anyways. And then now you can finally take Medley over to the end of the room where you can play the Earth God's lyric, and head on to the next room. So now we've only got 3 rooms, well, 4 technically left in the dungeon, but 3 puzzle rooms left in the dungeon, so that's pretty nice. So once you've done that, pick up Medley and you can head through the door and head down the steps. So this will be a large room with a kind of a bottomless pit at the end. Up top there is the final warp jar, and across the gap is the boss door, but we don't have the boss key yet, or the big key yet. So you want to head down with Medley and head down the steps and head through the door at the bottom of the steps. And this room is the mirror room. So in here, to get things started, you want to play the command melody and get Medley up to the top and then push the button for light to appear. I forgot to do this step, and I just got ahead of myself and started pushing mirrors around. This room is not complicated at all, it's just a bunch of block pushing. but it looks very complicated, so don't be discouraged by this room. It's not complicated at all. Once you go down, though, you can once you reveal the light, you can push the first mirror into place. Now there's a couple things you can do with Medley on this statue. First of all, you can reveal the treasure chest that you can see the outline of. Then you can position Medley to shine light at the small pedestal to her left. Once you're back with Link, you can open up this treasure chest for another 50 rupees, so that's pretty nice. Then you can hop over to the pedestal that we just shined light on, and you can use the light on the walls to reveal another mirror that we can now push. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and push the block into place. There's really only one way you can push it, so that's why I say this room really isn't that complicated, because you can just, it's basically just pushing blocks around. Then there's a statue. So you can either use Link or Medley to get rid of the statue. It's right next to the mirror that you just pushed in place. This will reveal another mirror, so you can go ahead and push this one in place as well. Once you do that, you'll see more light reflect off the mirrors and head to another pedestal. On the other side of the room. So now head to the other side of the room with Link and Medley, and have Medley get up onto the pedestal that the light is shining on. After you move the mirror block into position. So with Medley on this pedestal, you can use her to reveal the other treasure chest here, as well as some secret things. Well, a secret room. This will be on the right side of the mirror that is shining light at you. You'll want to reveal that for later, because once you finish this room, there won't be light in here to reflect there, and this leads to a treasure chart. So you'll really want to get this one. I think you can come back to the dungeon later and the light will be renewed, so you will be able to get it, but you'll have to go through all the mirror pushing again, which is annoying. So after you've revealed the treasure chest, you want to turn behind you, or well, not behind you. You want to shine light on the smaller pedestal that I did in the video. The second treasure chest in this room contains yet another joy pendant, another pretty much useless item this far into the game. Then you can use Link's mirror shield while Medley is shining light at the walls to reveal another mirror block. Then you can push all the mirror blocks into place, and there will be light on different pedestals. So once you've done this, a cutscene will show you what everything looks like in the room, and you're going to want to play the command melody to get Medley over to one of the two pedestals that light is shining across, next to the big statue at the north side of the room. And you can go ahead and shine light at the statue at one of its eyes so that it lights up. Once you've done that, you can go back to Control of Link and light up the eye, just like we did previously in the big room. So that will reveal a door. So you can choose to bring Medley in here or not. She's not needed in this next room, but I did just to keep tabs on her, because, you know, she's a wild girl, so gotta make sure she's keeping the right path. So in this room, before you go straight in, use your bow, and this room can be very annoying, but use your bow and defeat these skulls to the left and shoot these skulls. To the left and right side of the Dark Nut here. Those skulls were the blue bubbles that you really can only defeat by using your Deku Leaf. But if you take them out from a distance, they're easy enough, and then it makes the Dark Nut fight very, very easy because you don't have to worry about dodging them. That will open the door here, and you can open the treasure chest for the big key. So we're finally ready to go to the boss. We just have one more optional pit stop left, and that is to get the other treasure chart, which we revealed the room for in the previous room. So this room is still lit up, so if you didn't reveal it, you won't be able to reveal this room now. You'll probably have to leave the dungeon and come back. So you want to head to the optional room. You should be able to see it on your map, and head in. Now what you have to do is put Medley down in the light, or Link can shine it himself, but you have to shine it at the different coffins. Each of these will reveal a Stalfos, so take it out. I like the bomb boomerang way every time. Then, once you're down, you can either pull the block and climb up, or you can play the command melody. Either way is just as easy. I prefer to play the command melody. One thing to note is that shining light will not do anything to the Stalfos, so keep that in mind. Once you defeat the second Stalfos, just do the same thing with the third coffin, which will reveal a third Stalfos. Once all three Stalfos are defeated, it will reveal a chest, which will get you treasure chart number 20. Now we're finally ready to head to the boss. So you can head out of this room, and then head out of the big mirror room. With Medley, of course. Well, now you can kind of leave Medley behind, actually. But I took her with just because. Actually, you might need medley to get across the gap in the pit room, but regardless of whether or not you want to take medley with, head back to the pit room right before the boss room. So getting back up is a little bit trickier, or maybe not trickier, but more tedious than getting down. You'll have to climb the vines, but there are no enemies, so just make sure you don't press A to let go. Once you get to the top, you can play the command melody to get medley back up there, although I'm pretty sure you can just fly across if you have the magic meter upgrade with your Deku Leaf. So if you don't have medley with you, I don't think you need her to get across this gap. But if you do have medley, you can pick her up and jump off the ledge with her to fly across. So you can smash these pots for some rupees and magic, although you don't need them. Well, the magic can be helpful, but then you just want to head through the boss door. So hopefully you have the hurricane spin, because that makes this boss a lot easier. You'll see a bunch of little colored Poes, and they will all combine to be one large Poe. This boss is called Jalhalla. But he's pretty easy, he's not too bad, so don't worry, you shouldn't be too afraid of this boss fight. I wouldn't say he's easier than Godan, because he has some unique attacks, but so one of his attacks is he will try to, when he starts sucking up, he's getting ready for a like a fire burst, but what you want to do to damage him is shine him with your mirror shield in one of the 3 lights, and then throw him at one of the large pillars of spikes. While you're doing that, charge up a hurricane spin and use it on the little Poes that he becomes. Once you defeat 6 little Poes, he will turn back into large Jalhalla, or if you take too long. So then you continue this, you can do it in 3 cycles. Each cycle, though, you'll have 1 less light to work with. So his other attack is to try to blow you towards the edge of the room, and his third attack is to take control of you. So his fire attack is the most deadly, but what's nice is that even shining him with light once will veto his attack, so he'll stop immediately after, even if you just get 1 quick shine on him. So keep that in mind. So if he starts to fire at you, all you have to do is shine light once at him, and he will just stop. So when he turns blue, that's when he's going to try to take control over you. But after 3 rounds, if you have the hurricane spin, you should be able to get it done. Watch out, you still do have to avoid the spikes and pillars, and each of these Poes takes 2 hits if you're not doing a spin attack. Once you take them all out, that's it for Jalhalla. Like I said, he's pretty easy, he's not too bad. The little Poes will drop hearts, plus there's some hearts in the skulls around, so at this point in the game, he's a very easy boss. Not easier than Godan, but a pretty easy boss. Once you defeat him, you can pick up the heart container, and then head to the middle of the room to upgrade your Master Sword. So once you've done that, you can head back to your boat, and your boat will now tell you we have to get into the Wind Temple, which we will cover in Chapter 11, the next chapter. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching this long chapter. Sorry again about the the lack of uploads recently. Don't worry, Chapter 11 will come. It just might take some time. But I will see you guys when it does come. See ya.
Yep.